Hey guys, how is everyone going and doing? I hope everyone is doing well. So yeah, I am back, and sorry for the delay. I was trying to get on yesterday. I had to be called elsewhere, but here we are today, right? It is always divine timing. So this is going to be a general reading for both Earth sign Virgo and for air sign Libra. All right. Both are general readings. They can cover anything like love, work, friends, family, health, etc. All right. And if it doesn't resonate, always check out your other placements. If you don't know what your other placements are, you can always get a free birth chart online, even if you don't have your exact birth time. Cafe Astrology is one site that I know of. But yeah, let's see what we have here for you, Virgo. I've already pulled all of your cards. They're underneath my sound bell here. And I've already taken your picture, which I will upload after this live is done. For some people, if they want to look at the photo while they're watching or just have it later so they can see it and remind themselves again, I will be providing that after the live is done. So all I have to do is click in the description box below and follow the little instructions there on basically how to get to my Facebook page where I post it. All right. What else do you want to talk about? Yes. So real quickly before we get started and tap into the Virgo energy and do a sound bell for some grounding and healing and just tuning into the messages from Spirit for you guys, for me to be a clear channeler and to convey the messages as easy as possible. I wanted to also say that there are a couple free ways to support the channel here for me. So if you feel guided and you want to like this video in the first day or so, the more likes that it gets, it does help circulate within YouTube's algorithms to other people if you feel guided. And then it also tells me that obviously you liked something in the video as well. And always feel free to let me know in the future how these things go down, since of course this is a reading for March, right? It may happen a little bit before March or a little bit after by a couple of months or even days. It will be different for everybody since, of course, it is a general reading. But also the other thing I wanted to mention, so we're talking about timing, that all the readings that I do are timeless. So whenever you find this message, it is meant for you as well. But yes, the other couple ways you can support the channel as well, if you feel guided, is by sharing it with friends or family, sending it directly to them, or the other third way to support the channel if you haven't already is to subscribe, which is also free. So all you have to do is hit the subscribe button if you feel guided, and as long as you have a basic YouTube account with your email address, it just notifies you when I put out new readings. Okay, so yes, that's the spiel, and we're done with that. But again, I hope everyone is doing well, and I really do appreciate everything and you guys taking the time to be here and watch these videos with me. All right, so on that note, let's get started here, Virgo. So again, we're just going to tune in and tune out, let go of anything that we've been holding on to, and just ground ourselves in our body. And then again, be a good channel for Spirit to receive messages and convey them for myself and for you guys, any healing that this sound bell and frequency may provide for you as well. It's always great. Okay, so it will be loud for a few moments, but just bear with me. All right, so for Virgo. All right. So it's still going a little softer now. A little bit softer now. It's fading. All right. Other great thing about the sun bell and the incense, it cleanses the energies and the cards, right? But it also picks up and makes some people more aware of the different veils and realities and dimensions that we have. Okay, so sometimes when I'm doing it, or even when you guys see other people doing it or hearing it, you can, of course, become aware of these different vibrations. So it's pretty cool. But I like it. Hopefully, you guys like it. All right, and it's not too long. So, if I do this with my phone, I'm not paying attention. I'm just turning up a little bit of ambient music for the dogs and just, yeah, to keep the energy calm. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what we have here for you, Virgo. I want to go ahead and call out your cards and talk about the possible time frames things might go down. All right. So we're starting with the first four cards. Okay, so each card can correspond to a week's time frame or so. So I'll say the dates again when we're on each one, but I'll say them real quickly right now. So the first card can be from around March 1st through the 7th. Second card can be from around March 8th through the 15th. Third card can be from around March 16th through the 22nd. Again, these aren't set dates, right? They're just can be, kind of throwing it out there. And then the fourth card, fourth week, can be from around March 23rd through the 31st. Okay. All right, let's see what we have here for you, Virgo. So we've got the Six of Staves, also known as Six of Wands, in the reverse position. We have the Seven of Cups in the right side up position. We have the Queen of Cups in the reverse position. And we have the Five of Staves, also known as Five of Wands, in the reverse position. And then we'll talk about the other cards, since we're using two different decks, where Spirit wants me to do that. So we'll hold off calling out those right now. But yes, and then at the very end, of course, we have your little Oracle card. But let's see what we have here for you, Virgo. So you have one major arcana, okay? That's the World card. It's also known as the universe in this deck. All right, so that does have a couple different zodiac signs associated with it. For some people who are looking for that, I always like to say it in the beginning, if I remember. All right, so with the universe, you have Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, and Taurus energy. So what does that mean? For some people, you could be dealing with a Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, or Taurus. It could also be that you or the other person or multiple people have a lot of those placements heavily in your chart or their chart, etc. It could also be referencing, for some as well, Scorpio season, Aquarius season, Leo season, Taurus season, right? Or it means it nothing at all, but just want to call it out, okay? Now, the other thing I like to look at when I'm doing my readings before we get started too deep into the reading is what is the majority of the minor arcana. Okay, so right off the bat, I believe it's cups, but I want to make sure because you have four cups cards all kind of together here. You've got three wands, one pentacle, and that one major. So it looks like it's definitely cups here, Virgo. So what does that mean? Cups in the tarot, when we talk about water, right? Our bodies are 90% water. Cups talk about our emotions. So am I emotionally satisfied? Is the other person? Is the environment? Whatever you come to this reading for. Okay, so that's kind of general, but it's just underlying underneath your reading. You've got two of them in the present current energies and two are in the past. Okay, but yeah, just wanted to mention it. All right, so let's go in order here, Virgo. Let me not mess up the order and organization in a Virgo reading, right? Oh, before we get started, dun da da, there's a full moon in Virgo in March. I want to tell you the date, okay? Because that's important for you, since it's depending on where you have Virgo in your chart, right? But if you're sun sign Virgo, definitely. So where is it? March 7th, there is a full moon in Virgo, okay? So anytime we talk about full moons, we're talking about heightened energy, emotions, experiences, right? So they always, the ER and the police always say that you can measure this energy and look when there's full moons and there's tends to be more things dramatically happening, good or bad, right? But because it's in your sign, depending again on how much Virgo you have in your chart, you may be feeling more like yourself or more in your element, or the Virgo themes of stability, of slow-paced organization. What else can we say about Virgo off the top of my head? We could say, yes, stability, earth sign energy, slower paced, organization. Also, there's something else coming to mind, but I can't find the words for it yet. So we'll come back to it, okay? But basically, Virgo, if you know or if you're familiar with Virgo zodiac energy, you kind of know what I'm saying, okay? So that's definitely a key date for you as far as astrology notes. But if you want to look at the other video I have here on my channel, I always do one of the readings in the beginning with the astrology notes. So always feel free to check that out if you feel guided, okay? But now let's get into your reading. Okay. So, Virgo, we start off with the Six of Staves, also known as Six of Wands in the reverse position. This is your first card, so it can be picking up energy from the recent past. It could be a couple days ago, weeks, months, years, etc. And this reading in general, Virgo, it could be about you, someone you're dealing with, multiple people you're dealing with, general environment situation, okay? But it looks like a little bit of an energetic blockage, an energy slowdown, or a gentle reminder or challenge here in this first week with that Six of Staves in the reverse position, Six of Wands. Since we're talking about staves or wands, it can be related to the physical body or health or passion or creativity that we would normally feel in the physical body. But it doesn't have to be for everybody, right? Since people come again to the readings for different reasons. But it could also just be that there is some type of supportive energy or celebration, celebratory energy that is put on hold, that isn't well received or just straight up doesn't happen with this Six of Staves, Six of Wands in the reverse position. All right. So, yeah, it could just be that it's not the right timing during that first week. Or, yeah, there's just the universe wants you to slow down or wants them to slow down. Again, vice versa, change it how it works for you. But, I would say just pulling out for a second here to look at your whole reading, Virgo, for the Virgos that I'm reading here for this today that resonates with, this is a tough reading. Like, I'm not going to lie, okay? Every sign goes through one of these from time to time, right? And again, we all have Virgo somewhere in our chart or even the house of Virgo. So it looks like, you've got out of the four cards in the main part of the reading, three of them are in like an energetic blockage, slowdown of energy, gentle reminder, or challenge. And in the other one, the one we're about to talk about in that second week, is not necessarily in that position, but that what the card represents is can be a little bit of more difficult energy for some. Okay, so we have in the second card, second week, which we said could be from around March 8th through the 15th. Okay, is the Seven of Cups in the right side up position. So this can talk about not sure what to do yet, not sure how to make a decision yet here. In each of these seven cups, there's emotionally a different event or vibration that can happen. Okay, so at the top, we see this king. He's talking to Morgana. And so she's like the witch, right? And the sorcerer, the soothsayer, the fortune teller, the tarot reader, whatever you want to call it. And he's like, what should I do? And she's like, I can't tell you what to do, but here are some of your options, right? But the Seven of Cups energy for some, and going on with the rest of your reading here, where it's a little tough, right? Can talk about dark night of the soul energy for some. Just really feeling lost, okay? And again, not sure what next step to make, what decision to make. But, it doesn't have to be as dramatic as it may feel in that second week, since you have the cups energy, the emotional energy, and you have four cups cards in your whole reading. Remember, I said it's underlining underneath your reading. It can also be because, again, depending on where you have Virgo in your chart, earth sign energy, it wants you to slow down even more. Okay, so we haven't done the reading yet for April. I can't remember offhand what your reading was for February. I would recommend for some people to go back if you feel guided and check out what was going on back then. Or it's still happening when I'm filming this. still February, towards the end of February. But it doesn't have to be like all doom and gloom, right? There's still some things that they just the spirit wants you to focus on, or to slow down and reevaluate, or heal, right? We do have, off the top of my head, I know there's at least one astrology placement happening with Chiron. Chiron's the wounded healer, all about healing. I know we have 3 placements going on with Jupiter, right? So that would be our luck and expansion, ruling religion, politics, education, travel, media, etc. Okay, so maybe this is preparing for more towards the end of March when those Jupiter things have already hit their notes, right? But again, this is just the energy, that we're picking up right now. So again, I never like to freak people out or people in like a fear energy. That's never good, right? It's all knowledge, and possibly depending on when you see this, you could change things around, right? So you always have free will no matter what. Okay, so again, a lot of this could be astrology, it could be collective unconscious, or it just maybe is not you. Who knows, right? But I just read it like I see it. Okay. So we go from the Seven of Cups, your second week, second card, to now the Queen of Cups in that reverse position. So it's almost like here, Virgo, for some of you guys, instead of making a decision, emotionally charged decision, or the next action step for you, it could be that you recoil or the other person recoils and is like, I'm not ready to make that decision. I'm not ready to be a leader. I'm not ready to be confident or step into my power in some way. It could be because the Queen of Cups, she's the Guinevere character, right, in medieval mythology. She's supposed to normally be this really young queen. She's like the youngest queen in the tarot, I guess you could say, right? But when it's in that reverse position, it could be that maybe, and again, because of all these cups cards, somebody felt that they were, or an energy, if it's not a person, they felt like they were not emotionally mature enough, or they felt like this pressure to step into a leadership role or to be more confident or to make some type of decision and level up in their life or your life in multiple ways or one way, but it's like it's not happening yet. Okay, again, it's like kind of like this. It feels more like Cancer, even though you're a Virgo. It feels like I want to go back into my shell almost. But let's, see what Spirit wants to talk about, because there's more info about why this card maybe came out like this. All right, so let's see what's underneath it. You're talking your bottom of this deck. So this is always past energy. It could be from a couple days ago, weeks, months, years, etc. Whatever the past is for you. Just turning the music back up since it was on a commercial. All right, so what we have is your other 2 cup cards. We have the 5 of Cups right side up, and then the 6 of Cups right side up. So usually never come in order like that, but they did this time for you. Okay, so again, these are the sponsor cards that made it possible for this Queen of Cups in that reverse position to come out in the current, future, present energies, and this is past energies. So it looks like here, Virgo, in the past, somebody or some energy was only focusing on the things that have gone wrong, or not feeling like there's enough supportive energy around them to help them make their life a little bit easier. Okay, but because of that, in this past energy with the 5 of Cups, it then creates a catalyst energy to bring the 6 of Cups energy in. So this could be somebody coming in from the past, to help bring more emotionally supportive energy, to help bring this childhood like nostalgic feeling of good times when you're younger, right? Not having to pay bills, etc., whatever it is. But it just wanting to, this person or this energy in the past, make it easier for you or easier for them or easier for everybody, and kind of take away that rainy day feeling, that pessimistic feeling, and kind of balance it more with hopefully a more adult viewpoint of that there's light and dark and good and bad. Okay. But it's interesting because remember I said, okay, that Guinevere is the younger queen if she was right side up and she was stepping into her role. Well, 6 of Cups talks about childhood, right? Oh, whoops, wrong card I'm holding. Hold on. There we go. The 6 of Cups still talks about that childhood feeling, but also in this deck, we see this old alchemist chemist, and he's in his student, his apprentice, right? So it talks about the roles between teacher and student switching, but always wanting to learn. Okay. So if she's young and she was right side up, she would still be the same way. She would be like, oh, wow, I'm a queen already, but I'm going to step into it, but I'm still always going to be learning because she's not necessarily set in her ways. It's a metaphor talking about age, right? We're not trying to generalize anything. But yeah, it's interesting because it just, again, feels a little bit Virgo like this. Um, no, I'm not ready. I want to go back into my shell thing here. And certainly, if we are talking about younger people or even in somebody's past and how they were raised or the childhood, if they had to take on certain roles as the parent or more advanced, mature roles than necessarily their peers were doing or your peers were doing or what was deemed as normal within society, that always is not fun and can suck, right? But if it's in the past, you can't necessarily change it, but it could also be triggering somebody here, Virgo, you, yourself, another person, environment, energy. Again, it's like because it's underneath, it could be re-triggering you or re-triggering them. But again, that could be something that needs to be healed or looked at. Um, so that's why it's coming up. Okay. But let's keep going though. We still have some good stuff to talk about over here and always things to think about, right? So it is another thing that is interesting. I feel like I'm gonna keep saying interesting. I need to get a different word for interesting. It is unique, okay, let's say, that you would start a reading off with 6 of staves in reverse, and then you're ending with 5 of staves in reverse, right? So it would normally be like this. It still would be interesting because then it would be 5 and 6, but they're still both reversed. But it's a little bit of this backwards, forwards energy here, Virgo. When we come to your fourth card, fourth week, towards the end of March, we said it could be around March 23rd through the 31st. So when I see this 5 of staves in the reverse position, it's almost like you or the other person or the energy environment um, needs to stop taking life so seriously in a certain way. You need to rely on your support system, your friends, family, mental health care worker, lover, etc., whatever it is. But when it's in that reverse position, there's a resistance to finding that support system and using it. There's a resistance to having backup plans. Normally, when this card is right side up, we have these 4 architects that are working on where they're building where they're going to put their new building. Okay. All right. 1 second. There's an incense again getting me. And allergies. It's been like super windy here. Okay. So it's like normally they would be having different options. They would be using a pencil in Egypt, right? I know. Some type of thing that they can erase, right? So it's not in pen. So it's about, if it was right side up, creating different options, backup plans, practicing, playing, okay? But it's reversed. Now, for some, I see this as a good reversal, okay? Because it could be for some of you guys, if there was a lot of competition in the past around a leadership role or becoming more confident or elevating in certain areas of your life, okay, with that Queen of Cups in reverse, then with the 5 of Staves in reverse, then it's like, okay, you or someone else is letting go of this competitive energy. So that would be a good thing for some, okay? But generally, I feel also because of the other cards in the reading, it's this more back and forth energy, like 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. So it's like, it feels like you should be further along or they should be further along. But there's like complete slowdown of energy here where it completely stops. And that's because these things, again, need to be looked at and talked out and worked through and healed in some way. All right, but let's look what's underneath it real quickly to get even more insight, right, about maybe why and how this Five of Staves in reverse showed up here. So this is again past energy here. So we have the World card, also known as the Universe card, and we have the Queen of Pentacles in the right side up position. Okay, and this is again past energy. So it could be a couple of days ago, weeks, months, years, etc. And they're the sponsor cards that made it possible for this guy to come out, okay, in the current present energies. So it looks like here in the past, Virgo, there could have been a lot of, or not a lot of, but it could be a lot, or it could just be one, ending a new beginning in the past and this fresh start energy. The World card talks about carving something out of nothing, okay? It has the four zodiac signs that we mentioned before, the Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, Taurus. It's alchemy energy. A lot of times you will see it's like an eagle for Scorpio, it's a lion for Leo, it's the bull for Taurus, and I can't remember what Aquarius is. I think it just usually looks like a little human or something, like blowing air, because Aquarius is air. Okay, so it has all these alchemy elements in it. In this deck, it looks more abstract to me. This is the Hermetic deck, so it does have a lot of esoteric symbols and stuff, but it kind of looks like some ocean waves and more mathematical geometry stuff. But at the top, you do see eagle wings, and then you almost see these two little it doesn't look like a real animal in nature to me, but it looks almost like a rat turtle thing. I'll try to bring up the card and show it to you. And then there's also two of those tools that they used to use back in the day to cut wheat. It's like a circular sword, the sigil. No, not a sigil. Starts with an S. Anyway, it's interesting because it almost looks like, again, a turtle, a rat, something, but maybe that's supposed to be the alchemy energy, okay, because it's Hermetic deck, of the eagle becoming the lion becoming the man becoming, what was the other thing? The eagle, the lion, the man. Which one am I missing? Oh, I just said it. So it is Scorpio is the eagle, Leo is the lion. Oh, and the bull. Taurus is the bull, and Aquarius is the man. Okay, so maybe they're all right trying to come together. I just want to show it to you because it's kind of interesting. It's all the way. If I get too close, it's not going to focus. But it's all the way at the top here. I hope you guys can see it. Okay, and then we see the eagle wings down here. All right, so hopefully you can see it. But even that, you believe me, right? That's how I see it. But it's because, again, this is like past energy, Virgo. It could be that it's supportive of this ending a new beginning in the past, of this changing, right, of the alchemy energy of these different animals coming together to, let's say, eventually become a man, right? Okay, we're humans here for the most part. And if we're not shape-shifting. But then on the other side, you have the Queen of Pentacles. You have in the past, this queen was right side up. Queen of Pentacles, earth sign energy, right? And then in the future, you have the Queen of Cups reversed. So it's almost like in the past, because there was more change, there was more free-flowing energy, that maybe somebody was able to step into a leadership role, or maybe they were able to become, or they were more confident in the past. They were able to elevate in one or several areas of their life in the past. But again, I feel like something was triggered here for somebody in that third week. So it's almost like if they're shutting down and going into their shell, then it's going to be hard for you or them to be like, let me rely on my support system because I don't want to even do that, right? Or let me take life a little less seriously and have backup plans, have a plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G. No, somebody's not quite ready to do that yet. Even though there's this really supportive energy in the past here too, okay? So if you wanted to say that with the Six of Cups here in the third week, that could have been more childhood stuff or I don't know, young adult stuff, whatever you want to say. And then this is still past over here. This is maybe more midlife or 20s and on. I mean, who knows, right? It's a general reading for everybody. Um, but there is good and bad, right? Of course. So um, it's again wanting to go back to like seeing things in a more adult, mature way of the positive and the negative. And if we can't see that, or if they can't see that at this time, that's when you need that support system for someone else to come in and be like, hey, you know what? Like, check this out, or let's distract you. Let's take your mind off of that. Let's bring in the healing. Let's bring in the free flowing energy again. Now, I want to look at you've got Four Cups cards, that's water. You've got three wands, that's fire. You've got one earth, okay. And then the world we know is four elements. Well, not all four elements. It's water, fire, air, and earth. Yeah, I guess. But besides this, because this is in the past energy, what I would say is missing from your reading is where's the air? That's why I keep saying that thing about the fresh breath of air or fresh free flow of ideas. This freshness. Where's the air? You don't have any swords here in your reading. That's air sign energy. Okay, so maybe that's also a hint too of what's needed to get out of some of these reversals and get the energy start progressing again. So air sign energy would be again Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You have a little bit of Aquarius here, but it's not an official swords card, right? So it could be a clue. Okay, find out where you have air in your chart if you don't already know, or check in with some air sign friends. Like, I need your perspective on this, whatever it is. Okay. So now let's go ahead because we still have one more tarot card here and then your oracle card as well. Let's see what your tarot confirmation card is, okay? I said it was a wand, okay? So it's fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, not the official card. But this card comes in and it confirms all four cards, all 4 weeks at the top here we just talked about. And it's a combination of past and future energy, okay? So it's the Seven of Wands in the right side up position. Okay. And in this deck, they call, in the Hermetic deck, they call it the Lord of Valor. Okay. So what is valor? It's like courage, it's bravery, right? It's being brave. What do we talk about when we talk about wands? Not only our physical body and health and what we get fired up physically and passionately about, it's also our defenses. So are my defenses too high? Are they too low? Are they just right? Right. So when we get the Seven of Wands, it's 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 the energy of being semi-aware for somebody, or some energy being semi-aware of itself, that they need to put some of their defenses down, but they're still not on solid ground. Okay, so sometimes in other decks you see the Seven of Wands and it's a guy with one foot on land and one foot like almost falling off of the cliff. Like, it's not placed securely down. Okay. And then we see all the wands are up all around it, the man defending himself. Okay. So it's almost like another battle, or other soldiers are coming and he's like trying to defend himself, but he's not fully on stable ground. But he's also like, are those other soldiers an enemy, or they're part of his team? He can't tell, right? Because it's kind of half and half. It's like far away. So it would say, and in the way that it says it in this deck, the Lord of Valor, is perhaps there's something here, Virgo, you need to be more brave about, or the other person, vice versa, the environment, or to have more courage about, or to slowly start putting some of the defenses back. Okay, drawing back the wands a little bit. Okay, not every battle needs to be fought with the same energy. Okay, there also needs to be some type of healing here. Okay, now I do feel that there is also a little bit of this. I don't know how to. I'm trying to think of the right way to say it. So there's these snakes, okay, that are almost coming out of, again, some eagle wings here. So alchemy, right? Transmuting of energy. But it's almost like the snakes are kind of tickling the bottom of the eagle's feet almost. Um, so snakes get a bad rep, right? But a lot of times in more esoteric worlds and in tarot, they represent transformation. So it's almost like, okay, you could put your feet in the water a little bit, or let me just kind of like tickle your feet. I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, so the snakes are kind of like with their tongues out underneath this eagle's feet here. Okay, so it's just like maybe try just a little bit to let the defenses down in some way. Maybe to get out of also all of this water sign energy, water emotions here with the Four Cups cards. Where's the air? Okay. Where's the crown chakra? Okay. The air sign energy, the logical mind. Not saying you're not logical, right? But maybe this situation or what you came to this reading for, again, needs a little bit of fresh air and to balance out um, all this emotional energy. You only have one earth card. You're an earth sign, right? Or depending on where you have Virgo in your chart. So getting back more into the physical body is going to help. Also, using the higher vibrational frequencies of fire energy too. Okay, again, passion, creativity, getting in the body, getting physical, that stuff, and then having more air. And then I think it will feel a lot better. Okay, Virgo. So with that being said, let's real quickly see what your oracle card is. You got another bird. Okay, so you've got technically three cards with birds in them. All right, so check that out right there in the center if you can see it. So I'm going to read a little bit from the book, not all of it, and try to summarize. This is the Wild Unknown Alchemy Oracle deck. Okay, so you got sublutation. Okay, and let's see what it says here. Sublamato. Okay, I don't know if that's like the Latin or whatever. I always say it wrong. I said both of them probably wrong. But anyway, here we are. This is your card for this time period and beyond, Virgo. It talks about okay, let's try that again. Elevating, rising, and flight. Okay, again, we're talking about all this air, right? So it says, this is the great alchemy operation of air. It occurs when there's enough heat to change a solid substance into a gas, causing it to rise up, up, and away. Therefore, when sublutation is present, there's an aspect of celebrated elevation. Oh my gosh, celebrated elevation of ascending above and gaining a greater perspective. Okay, birds in flight, mountain peaks, ladders, and balloons are all sublutation images. As with all the operations, sublutation has a shadow potential. Through ascension, there is a risk of separating from others, of sensing oneself higher or above. This risk is particularly great in spiritual traditions that offer a linear model of achievement. The divine alchemist rises humbly and supports the uplift of others, always in touch with the cycle of humanity. Service is the natural balancing agent for sublutation. It may be the next rung on your ladder, or your next step on your ladder. So I don't know what rung, that's weird. Okay, the next step on your ladder. Okay. So to just pause for a second, like I would probably put it with your last fourth card in the main four, the Five of Staves in the reverse position, service to others and interacting with others, right? Like it just said something about like separating from others. So like the shadow aspect was what did it say? There's a risk of separating from others, and also possibly sensing oneself higher or above. I don't feel like it's the higher or above for you. I feel it's just separating from others, okay? But take it how it may resonate for you, the other person. And then this deck always talks about some kind of artwork, film or movie, music to get into the energy of this card if you feel guided. So it says, watch the final scene of The Red Balloon by Albert Lamorossi. Okay, The Red Balloon. I think I remember that movie. Um, it's like a black and white movie. I don't know if it's French or what it is, but it's like a little kid and he's playing with this balloon and it's supposed to be metaphors about growing up and this and that. And so whatever, if that's the one I'm thinking of, that's the one it's talking about. Okay. The other thing it talks about to think about is the magic of air travel. Okay, so interesting. All this air stuff we were talking about. Is there anything else? Let's see. Okay, so disassociation is an example of the shadow side. Okay, again, separating from others, disassociating within your body. If you're going through all this emotional stuff and you just shut it down and then you're like not in your body anymore, you can look up more about what disassociation is if you don't know. So it says, when this card appears, reconnect with the feelings you'd rather avoid. Be with them rather than rising above them. Okay. That makes sense again with all your cups cards. Let's see, anything else? It also gives you some advice here. It says you can hike up a mountain or gaze out an airplane window as an example. You don't have to do those things, but you can think about them. Notice the sublitation occurring within. You may feel wonder, awe, or a shift in perspective. So use this energy to write or draw. Okay. That's always good advice, right? All right. So, dear Virgo, that is your reading, and I hope you got something from it. And like I always say, if you feel guided, let me know how things go. Coming up in March for you. But yes, thank you guys so much as always for your views, for your energy, for your likes, for your shares, and your subscriptions. All great free ways to support the channel. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and switch over to Libra. We're at like 42 minutes almost, so I'm just checking the time so I can add it in later for the timestamps. So let's clear all this off, okay, and switch over to Libra. So we're going to charge the cards with some crystals. And then we'll do like some good shuffling and do a sound bell to clear the energy as well, all that stuff. Okay. All right. So Virgo, hang in there, okay? You're still here. It's going to be all right. You'll make it through. All right, you're tough. You're Earth sign. You can do it. All right, so let's see. Just gonna randomly throw these cards in there, let them charge a little bit. What happens to my music? Okay, just a little bit. Yeah, let's throw these randomly in there and then we'll do shuffling after the sound bell maybe. Feels like the right thing to do. Get those vibrations to clear some of this stuff out. Okay. Go. Yes. I'm like trying to decide if I want more incense or not. Maybe I will, but I'll just open the window this time. I mean, last time I had to open it, it still kind of was bothering me, but it's also so pretty and nice to look at. So hold on. Let's see. Just a little bit. It's super windy. Very windy today. Okay. Oh, this is the one I like. This is the yellow one. I think it's like sandalwood. Some of the other colors bother me more. So let's the fire. All right. So smoke Clears energy, incense. So it's another way to clear the energy from the last reading. Okay, so we will pass the cards through the smoke a little bit here. All right. All right, guys, let's do our sound bath. Okay, so for later, for people who are just tuning in, right? It's a general reading. We're now going to do Virgo. All right. It's a timeless reading, so it may occur before or after March by a couple months, either in the past or the future. Since it is a general reading for multiple people, it will just really depend. Okay. Also, it's a timeless reading. We already said that. General reading, so it can cover anything like love, work, friends, family, health, money, etc. And everyone is welcome because everybody has Libra somewhere in their chart, okay? Or even the house of Libra. So we're going to do a quick sound bell and then do some shuffling and get started. We're going to release anything we've been holding on to, and we're going to release the Virgo energy and welcome in the Libra energy, okay? So just be aware it will be a little loud for a little bit, okay? So if you feel guided, you can take a couple of deep breaths whenever, or you can just listen, okay? But the sound bell also creates vibrations and clears the energy from the cards as well. All right, so here we go for Libra. All right, Libra. Okay, let's do some shuffling. Okay. Oh, I'm having a sip of water too. Hold on. All right. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for air sign Libra. The balance scales. What do they need to see in March 2023? Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for air sign Libra, the balance scales. For March 2023, what do they need to see? What do they need to know? Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for air sign Libra, the balance scales. For March 2023, what do they need to see? What do they need to know? Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for air sign Libra, the balance scales. For March 2023. 3 more cards only, please, spirits. Spirits, guide my hands. Messages for Libra. Spirits, guide my hands. What does air sign Libra need to see? All right, so now we do the top and the bottom. And we'll figure out in a moment how Spirit wants to receive all these cards. Just go ahead and switch to this deck. Spirits guide my hands. Messages for Air Sign Libra, the balance scales for March 2023. Spirits guide my hands. What does Air Sign Libra need to see, need to know for their highest vibration in March? Spirits guide my hands. Messages for Air Sign Libra in March 2023. One card only, please, spirits. One card only, please, from this deck. Messages for Air Sign Libra for March 2023. All right, they want that one. Then we do the same thing. We're going to take the top and the bottom. Just put that over there. Kind of sideways, so I don't know if it's reversed. We'll ask in a second. Let's just get all the cards out first and then go from there. All right. Spirits guide my hands. Messages for Air Sign Libra for March 2023. What do they need to see? One card only, please. One additional card only here for Libra for March 2023 for their highest vibrational good. Spirits guide my hands. Messages for Air Sign Libra. All right. Let's see. Spirits, do you want this rotation oracle card here for this Libra reading? So I'll just open the book and put to that page number for later. As soon as I find it. Rotation. Oh, this book is always like the smallest font right here. All the way at the end. I keep getting all the cards at the end lately. I don't know what that means, but it's a new deck. I like it. I just haven't memorized these cards. I don't know if I ever will, but anyway, we got the Oracle card confirmed. Let's confirm the other stuff. Spirits, did you want the Two of Pentacles in the reverse position to represent the one and only tarot confirmation card for this Libra reading? Thank you. Spirits, did you want the Six of Cups in the right side up position to represent the first tarot card for this Libra reading? Thank you. Spirits, did you want the Wheel of Fortune in the right side up position to represent the second tarot card for this Libra reading? Thank you. Spirits, did you want the King of Cups in the reverse position to represent the third tarot card for this Libra reading? Thank you. And Spirits, did you want the Four of Staves in the right side up position to represent the fourth tarot card for this Libra reading? No. Okay. Let's confirm. Spirits, did you want the Four of Staves in the reverse position to represent the fourth tarot card for this Libra reading? Okay. That's what they want. We do it. Okay. Let's confirm the other ones. Spirits, did you want the Hermit in the right side of position to represent what's on top of this? What is the name of this deck? Ancestral Path deck. Did you want the Hermit on the top of this Ancestral Path deck for this Libra reading? Thank you. And Spirits, did you want the Hierophant in the reverse position to represent what's on the bottom of this Ancestral Path tarot deck for this Libra reading? No? Okay. Spirits, just to confirm, you want the Hierophant in the right side up position to represent what's on the bottom of this God, I just did it again. The bottom of this Ancestral Path tarot deck for this Libra reading. Okay, they said yes. So those are confirmed. We'll figure out where they want them in a second. Let's confirm these guys. Spirits, did you want the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse position to represent what's on top of this Hermetic deck for this Libra reading? No? Okay. Spirits, just to confirm, did you want the Seven of Pentacles in the right side up position to represent what's on top of this Hermetic deck for this Libra reading? Thank you. And thank you, of course, for listening, for your advice, wisdom, and guidance given. Spirits, did you want the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse position to represent what's on the bottom of this Hermetic Tarot deck for this Libra reading? Okay, so they said yes for that. So now let's figure out where they want these. Maybe like this. Let's find out. Spirits, did you want me to talk about the Hermit in the right side up position and the Hierophant in the right side up position when I talk about the King of Cups in the reverse position? Said yes. Okay, let's do this one now. Let's see. Let's move over a little bit. Spirits, did you want me to talk about the Seven of Pentacles in the right side up position and the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse position when I talk about the Four of Staves in the reverse position? Okay, so that's where they want that. All right, I like it when it's to the point, quick. So let's take our photo and get started, Libra. All right. Take this off the charger. A little photo here. Make sure there's no glare. The best picture we can get. All right. Okay, Libra. So now we'll look at the timestamp for when we start at 56 minutes. Okay. All right. So Virgo went on a little longer than normal, but that's okay. It had to be. All right. Divine timing. So, Libra, let's see what we have for you. Okay. Let's go ahead and call out your cards, and then we'll talk about the time frames when these things may occur. Okay, so they're just general guidelines, though. So you have the Six of Cups in the right side up position, the Wheel of Fortune in the right side up position, the King of Cups in the reverse position, and the Four of Staves, also known as Four of Wands, in the reverse position. So then we'll talk about the other cards when we're on those and where Spirit wants those cards to be talked about. Okay. But yes, we are saying that the first card, first week, could be from around March 1st through the 7th. Second card, second week, could be from around March 8th through the 15th. Third card could be from around March 16th through the 22nd. They're about a week's time frame or so. Okay, again, a general reading. And the fourth card, fourth week, can be from around March 23rd through the 31st. Okay, or even into April, right? It's just a general guideline. All right, so Libra, let's see here. Right off the bat, you have, let me make sure, yep. You have three major arcanas, okay? So it's not necessarily a good or bad thing. One is in the current present energies and two are in the past, okay? So if you're looking for what other zodiac frequencies are showing up here in your reading, you've got Virgo, the Hermit here. You've got the Hierophant, so that's Taurus. And then you have the Wheel of Fortune, which is 4 different zodiac signs. So it would be Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius. I just did this for the other reading. Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, Taurus. Okay. All right. I always forget Taurus for some reason. All right. The bull. I have lots of Taurus friends. Anyway. Okay. So what does this mean for some people? You could be dealing with a Virgo, a Taurus again, it's Taurus twice, a Leo, Aquarius, or Scorpio, okay? Or it could be referencing one of those seasons, Leo season, Virgo season, Taurus season, etc., of this year, of last year, of next year, okay? Or it means nothing at all, but I just like to do it in the beginning before I forget as far as the major arcanas, okay? So Libra, let's go ahead and see real quickly here before we get started deep into the reading as well. What is the majority of your minor arcana? Can give us another underlying theme to your reading. So you've got 3 Pentacles cards, 2 Cups, and 1 Wand. Okay, so it looks like the majority is the Pentacles. So what do Pentacles mean in tarot? It can be money and finances, wealth, abundance, right? But it can also be, if not that, or in addition to that, it can be about our values, value systems. Am I being valued enough is the other person, is the environment, etc., etc. All right, so that's definitely something I see here. Two are in the past, and one is half past, half future. Okay, so again, it's kind of throughout your whole reading. All right, but let's go ahead and go in order here, Libra. Your first card, first week, is the Six of Cups in the right side up position. All right, so we said this could be from around March 1st through the 7th, but it's not exact. Okay, so this is a really nice energy to start your reading off here with Libra. This could be a little bit from the recent past as well, since it's your first card, but it talks about an equal give and take, right? Six, we've got 3 and 3 on each side. There's balance themes, which Libra you love, right? Or depending on where you have Libra in your chart. It's all about balance, the scales, right? This is you, okay? So it's also about feelings of childhood nostalgia for some. It could also be referencing a person from the past or this general feeling from the past here. But it's a nice, emotionally balanced, supportive energy, okay, as well. So it could represent for momentum and progress in that first week. So that's generally also very nice to see here, Libra. Um, and there could be some type of learning going on here. We do have the old alchemist, chemist, okay, and his student, his apprentice here. So it could be you're learning something, or it's reminding you of your love of learning, or someone else. Could just be an additional thing here. But either way, it's really nice. Nice to see this here for you, Libra. Okay. If I had to look and pull back at your whole reading here, if there was something you wanted to accomplish that was within your control regarding travel or manifestation, prayers, magic, etc., I would say the first and the second week are looking the best here for you, Libra. Okay, so if that's something that you want to consider, or again within your control, I would do it in the first and the second week versus the third and the fourth towards the end is not horrible, but it's not as favorable as these first 2 weeks. Okay. So, with that being said, in your second card, second week, which we said could be from around March 8th through the 15th, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So wonderful. So, it's like luck is on your side. Okay. Things are turning more in your favor, Libra, or the other person's favor, or the energy in general, right? But it's Jupiter here, okay, huge in the background. I said from the astrology notes, we have 3 placements coming up in March with Jupiter, okay? So that's good for everybody, regardless of your sign. But it's like an extra bonus when we see it over here in this Wheel of Fortune card, the way it's depicted in this deck. I want to see, just out of curiosity, when the first one is happening in the astrology notes to see if it lines up with that second week. Yes, it does. So the first Jupiter placement that we have is on March 12th, which is in that second week. Jupiter is conjunct Chiron. Okay, so Chiron is the Greek wounded healer. So there's themes of healing around Jupiter themes, like religion, politics, travel, education, media, arts, etc. Okay. But again, the stuff I said before still goes. Okay. So luck is more on your side or their side. Okay. Jupiter expands everything that it touches, right? So bringing in extra good luck. So beautiful. Okay. That's really like just good stuff here, Libra. Okay. For the first 2 weeks. All right. And I like to see it. Let me know how it shapes out and stuff. But then when we get to your third week, it's not the end of the world. I'm not trying to freak anyone out. It's just a little bit of energetic blockage, slow down of energy, um, challenge. Okay, gentle reminder of something going on here. Okay, so when we get to your third card, third week, which we said could be from around March 16th through the 22nd, it's not exact. We have the King of Cups now in the reverse position. Okay, so with this energy here, Libra, it could be that you are not feeling emotionally as strong as you normally would regarding something or someone. For some, it could be you're not feeling like you have a big enough team behind you, supportive, that you normally would feel, okay, with that King of Cups in the reverse position. It could also be that your confidence or leadership qualities, or their confidence or leadership qualities, could be affected a little bit here in that third week as well. But let's look underneath it and get even more insight about maybe why this card came out. Okay. So we have past energy down here that I call them the sponsor cards that made it possible for the King of Cups in the reverse position to show up in the present current energies. Okay, so these are the sponsor cards, past energy. Could be from a couple of days ago, weeks, months, years, etc. Whatever the past means for you. So here we have that Virgo energy with the Hermit and the Taurus energy with the Hierophant. Okay, Hierophant. I keep saying it wrong. And so this looks like a lot of change in the past. Okay, because you've got two majors back here. All right. So good or bad change, right? It just depends. It looks like it was for the most part good though. You have that Virgo energy that represents going within, listening to your intuition, tuning out others' energies or physically or both to listen to your intuition, okay? To go off on your own and be like, what do I really think about this person? What do I really think about this situation, right? So somebody did that here in the past, which is always great advice to do, right? And regardless of your sign or what's going on, what time it is. All right. And then on the other hand, actually, it was that way, but it doesn't really matter. Then on the other hand, here you have the Hierophant in the right side up position, Taurus energy. So this represents a teacher, a mentor, a spirit guide, a guardian angel, leadership qualities in yourself and or others, okay, to provide some type of answers to somebody or something, right? We have this goddess like priestess at the top of the card in the middle, and then you've got her two little devotees or helpers or whatever you want to call them, okay, on each side here. And this can also represent schools and institutions, governments, that kind of thing. Okay. But it looks like you had all this really great energy here from the past, Libra, to again, step into this leadership role, step into more confidence, trust your intuition, right? Learning things, being about not afraid to always be learning things. So the fact that they're underneath this King of Cups in the reverse position is kind of interesting or unique because it's like, well, why is the King of Cups reversed then? Why is somebody triggered, right? If they were a leader before in the past um, or had a love of a leader or mentor, spirit guide, priest, etc., guardian angel, if they had that in the past or you had that in the past, then why don't they have it in the present? Okay. And why did we go also from the second week amazing energy, the Wheel of Fortune, to then the King of Cups in the reverse position? Um, could have something to do with the astrology, could have something to do with the collective unconscious world events, could just be that's how the energy is showing up right here, right now. Okay. So it's like a slowdown of energy, an energetic blockage, gentle reminder, challenge. Okay. But it's such a shame. I say that because I mean it's not like such a shame, but it is in a way because of your next card is also energetic blockage, slowdown of energy, gentle reminder or challenge. And it's the Four of Staves in the reverse position, which could be from around March 23rd through the 31st, what have you, right? It's just the guideline. Normally, that would be a celebration. That would be a party. That would be unions, marriages. It would be vulnerability, getting comfortable with somebody or something. But it's reversed. That's why I say it's such a shame because you started off your first 2 weeks like really good energy and something happened here, something was triggering or whatever. And then it's like, oh no, but you could have completed the party. You could have had the party like all month long, whatever the party is for you. Or you could have had the vulnerability, the forward momentum, the progress all month long. And you still may be to be able to change this depending on when you see this, right? Because we always have free will. But yeah, it's such a shame because it's like, why wouldn't we want to get vulnerable? If we put that vulnerability card, the Four of Staves or Four of Wands in reverse with the King of Cups in reverse, maybe somebody's scared of their emotions getting bigger, right? Somebody's scared of their emotions leveling up some area of their life or multiple areas of their life. Maybe somebody's scared to have a union with someone, not only just romantic and talking about marriage and all that stuff, but it could be a work partnership union or with friends or family or union of different parts of yourself coming together. But somebody or some energy here um, is is not doing it yet. Okay. But let's see what's underneath this Four of Staves in the reverse position to get, again, even more insight about why that card showed up here for you, Libra. So we have the Seven of Pentacles in the right side up position was on the top of your deck. And then you had the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse position on the bottom of your deck. Again, past energy sponsor cards that made it possible for this guy to come out. Okay. The Four of Staves in reverse. So looks like here, Libra, that in the past, there was a lot of abundance, money, wealth, and values being slowly moving forward towards a 10. You had Seven of Pentacles. Seven is closer to 10 than Three of Pentacles, right? So again, working on money, finances, or being more valued in some way, Earth sign energy. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, right? Not their official card that is there. And then over here with the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, though, something happened in the past where that movement with the money, with the finances, with the values was then stopped. Okay. Um, it was blocked in some way. Somebody's skill, determination, and focus in the past could have been affected, or somebody not feeling like they had enough support around them financially, or not, or enough support around being valued in some way in the past, and so it stopped that forward movement. And it has something to do with possibly a union or partnership or getting vulnerable with somebody, again, whether it's romantic, platonic, with friends or family, or even yourself or their self. Okay. So that's kind of why it's showing up here. But we're not done yet with the tarot. So let's get your last tarot card and then we'll do your oracle card. Okay. So your last tarot card here is going to come in and confirm all four cards at the top, all 4 weeks that we just kind of talked about. All right, and it's a combination of past and future energies, the way I like to read it. Okay, so you have the Two of Pentacles in the reverse position. Okay, so this is telling me here, Libra, that somebody possibly, or some energy, if it's not a person, could have been used to struggling with their emotions or used to struggling with their finances or both, right? In the past, that it's almost like, well, if that happened to me in the past or happened to them in the past, or just was the energy in general in the past, then it's going to continue to be like that in the future because you had that triggering in the third and the fourth week. Now, in this deck, they call, interestingly, the Two of Pentacles the Lord of Harmonious Change. So it's like wanting, if it was right side up, to bring about that change, wanting to stop struggling and teetering and going back and forth. But because it's reversed, it's almost like somebody doesn't want to be harmonious, or the energy is not ready because there's something that needs to be looked at here in the third and the fourth week with these triggers. But I feel like there could still be time to switch that, right? And switch the King of Cups to right side up and switch the Four of Staves to right side up. Okay. But these things have to kind of be looked at first. Okay. So with that being said, Libra, let's get your little oracle card, get you some last little advice on the way. All right. So this one's cute. I don't think I've seen it in a while, but you got the rotation card. Okay, and it's got a little spider on it in the center with all these colors, and then the webs are going all around it. So let's see what this little book has to say. All right, so I'll try to summarize and not read the whole thing, but it says the wheel, and it's talking about cycles and monotony. Okay, so rotation is the great alchemy operation of the wheel. through its circulatory, whatever its cycles, it indicates that work performed again and again and again and again provides results. It reminds us of our efforts are cumulative, not singular, nor is the work ever fixed or finished. Rather, the alchemist rises each day to tend to the laboratory, to weave their work into the world. It is the epitome of the alchemy. Oh gosh, I don't know how to say this. Exum, I think it's in Latin. El eldum mata resurgo something, which means although changed, I arise the same. Although I'm always changing, I'm always the same. Okay, interesting. All right, I like it. I've heard that phrase before in English, not the other one. All right, let's see what else it talks about. So this book always talks about some artwork or music or painting, etc., films, to get more into this energy of this card. So it says to go deeper, listen to the George Harrison song "All Things Must Pass." Okay, so I'm not familiar with that song, but there you go. That's what they suggested. And to think about and ponder, it says, is there anything that does not repeat itself in nature? I like that. That's really interesting. Okay. And let's see what else it says here. This operation is expressed through images of the circle, the spiral, the Ouroboros, and the wheel. It is a non hierarchical shape. We are tossed back into the spin just when we thought we had figured it all out. Through this stage, though this stage can be frustrating and cause a fair amount of restlessness, it's at the heart of all spiritual practices. Okay. Um, this operation, the rotation, connects us to the element of time. The alchemist learns how to use time like any other element, not to waste it, but to expand it and appreciates time's gifts. Okay. One last thing it says here is if you've been repeating actions and getting the same results, this card is an opportunity to see the pattern and make a new choice, to spin the wheel in a new direction. All right. So, yeah, I like all of that. And I would actually, interesting, right? It talked about the Ouroboros. If you took the two of pentacles that you had in the reverse position and put it on its side, it looks like the infinity symbol. It actually is the Ouroboros. It's the snake. You can see it eating itself. It's the snake eating its tail. Okay. So I would definitely put those two things together. But yeah, this is what we have for you, dear Libra. So, not too bad. You still have that first 2 weeks looking really good. And then the other stuff, just some stuff to work on, but nothing end of the world here, hopefully. Okay. So thank you as always for your shares, for your likes and your subscriptions. All great free ways to support the channel if you feel guided. The photo that I took, I'm going to be uploading it, the one photo of all your cards here, in case you want to look at it more up close in detail later. I will be posting it shortly. All you have to do is click in the description box below and follow the instructions there on how to see it if you feel guided. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And then hopefully either today or tomorrow, I will be coming back with Scorpio and Sagittarius. All right. So you're always welcome there as well. But until then, you guys, take care and enjoy. All right. See you later. Bye, guys.